So apparently the pressure is off now? That is according to Christian Horner. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. With you, Manana Manatu, and today we're going to be talking about the dramatic statement that Christian Horner recently made. Perez can relax now, F1 title pressure is off. Ouch. Like, when I read this in motorsport.com, it really hit a nerve on me, because, especially as a Mexican, we were really hoping that Checo Perez could have a tough battle against Max Verstappen to become world champion. So based on a few facts, that is practically impossible now. But during this video, I am going to tell you why. Also, before we start, please mention down below if you think that Checo Perez can still fight for that championship. So Christian Horner and Checo Perez have known each other for a really long time. I know that's really surprising. Ever since Checo Perez was in Formula 2, they were really amicable. So when you start seeing a little bit more into their background and how friendly they were, it's not that surprising that Checo Perez ended up in Red Bull, to be honest. But the thing is, as the years have gone by since Checo started driving for Red Bull, we have seen this discrepancy between how much they support Max and how much they support Checo, right? This season was the first season that they were actually supporting both equally, and it would be up to them to define who had world champion material. That has definitely been the case. I'm not speculating anything, but sometimes cars tend to be a little bit different. This season, both cars are exactly the same, so that both drivers can do their best on their own. And we see a much more supportive Christian Horner. Helmut Marko is and forever will be Team Max, but at least he's not attacking Checo that much as he used to. I mean, not attacking, but like talking poorly about him. And Christian Horner has always been a Checo supporter. And let's not get started on Jerry Halliwell, his wife, who clearly declared her love for Checo and her support for Checo in Drive to Survive. Am I right? Saying that Checo is such a good person and that why shouldn't they support him more? That was so funny. That was probably one of my favorite phrases in the whole Drive to Survive season. Guys, for whomever hasn't seen it, please go watch it. It has been the most real season yet, and the cinematography is just outstanding, honestly. But going back to the topic, this always happens to me. I always end up talking about something else. Wouldn't be me if I wouldn't, am I right? Okay, so Christian Horner thinks that Checo Perez will benefit from the taken off pressure to getting the title. This will make him focus much more on the rest of the races and in a way have him not sabotage himself. We all know how much pressure there is in Formula 1 and there's not many drivers that can deal with pressure. Max Verstappen is one that can. He's a beast. Let's not even get started on that topic. But we do see Checo Perez losing so much advantage for that championship. So he had actually won 2 out of the 4 opening titles for the season, which was a lot. But as we all know, Checo Perez is the king of the streets. So precisely those 2 circuits that he had won were Jeddah and Azerbaijan. If I'm honest with you, I had really high hopes on him winning Monaco again, but we all know how that qualifying went, am I right? Crashing in Q1, and well, that made him start in the 20th place, ending in 16th. So he did remount 4 places, which is something practically impossible in Monaco. It's really, really hard to overtake. But Checo Perez is not only the king of the streets, but he's also the king of overtaking, especially in street style circuits. Of course, it wasn't enough for him to win. 16th place. He was clearly out of the points, but at least he gained 4 places. The problem here is it was exactly Max Verstappen, the one that won the Monaco Grand Prix. And not only that, he also won the Miami Grand Prix with a 1-2 standing. There's 2 wins for Max, 14 points more than Checo if he would have won 2nd place in both races. And then we have Spain. So Checo didn't qualify that greatly. He started out of the points in 11th place. And according to Christian Horner and to SimRace data, they were expecting for Checo Perez to remount up to 5th place, which he ended up exceeding expectations, ending up in 4th. He had a tough battle for that third place with George Russell, and he was so close to reaching him. But eventually this was not enough, and he did end up off of the podium. In the point section, nevertheless, and exceeding expectations, but off of the podium. So by this point, Max Verstappen and Checo Perez, when they both won each 2-2 races, they were only 6 points apart. There was such a high possibility for Checo Perez to actually end up over Max Verstappen for at least a couple of races, until that didn't happen. And now it's practically impossible for him to win that championship or to even fight for the championship. A miracle would have to happen, or he would have to win many races, because now the difference between both drivers is 53 points. Yeah, let's talk about dramatic. Christian Horner is not mad at all at Checo Perez. Actually, even I think he feels relieved that both his teammates are not going to be competing against each other, because we both know how that has ended. Which brings me to the next question. Max Verstappen hasn't been seen much at the Grand Prix lately. Do you think this has to do with the fact that Checo Perez was actually a contender for the title and he was making nasty comments about the Mexican driver, which was definitely putting Red Bull's reputation on the line? Comment down below, because I would really love to know what you think regarding this subject. As in for Checo Perez, Christian Horner says that having pressure off of him will actually give him confidence to perform better during the rest of the races of the season. Who knows? He might be fighting against that championship once again. Here's to hoping. As in for Checo, Christian Horner knows what he is capable of. So there's no hard feelings there. There's no pressure, as in, if you don't exceed expectations, you'll lose your seat. Am I right? So we'll see what happens. I mean, he still hasn't really signed a contract renewal, but only time will tell. So what do you guys think? Does Checo Perez still have what it takes to compete for that title? Now that the pressure is off, what will happen? Only time will tell. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and of course, see you again next week in another episode of A Girl Talks Formula 1.